Hello, everyone. This is Kevin Cameron, and I'm sitting here with my daughters, McKenna and Kendall, and it is 2018, and this is our first podcast. We don't have a name of our podcast yet, but we plan on having many episodes of us just kind of talking and communicating and sharing different ideas about what we think about certain topics. And so today is our first day. Why don't you introduce yourself, McKenna, to our viewers, our listeners?
Hi, my name is McKenna Simone Cameron, and I am 14. Just turned 14 on December 31st, and I'm just excited to be here, and I can't wait to share with you all what I think on topics.
That's McKenna. She's my firstborn, and she is cookie cutter. She follows the rules, and now I'm going to introduce you to. She's going to introduce herself to my second daughter, my last daughter. I don't think we're having any more. I'm too old for that, but here she is.
I am Kendall, Kevin Cameron's son. Kevin Cameron's daughter. And yeah.
When were you born?
I was born in the hospital of Canada. I think around 11:50 a.m. I was born 11:50.
So that's Kendall. She's 11 years old. She was born in 2006. And so she's a little different. She's not quite cookie cutter. She's a little crazy. So we want to get into our discussion. Earlier, girls, we were talking about the difference in generations. And we talked about all the different generations that have existed over time. And we found out that I am a Generation Xer. Right, I belong to Generation X, and you guys are obviously Generation Y or Millennials. No, you're not a millennial, Kendall.
No, we're Generation Z.
Generation Z, not Y. Sorry, Generation Z, and so we were just talking about the different mindset that each generation has over time, and we were discussing about how the age that you grow in, you kind of adopt the personality of that generation. And maybe we could take some suggestions as you listen to this podcast. We could take some suggestions as the name of our podcast, what the name of it should be. But our next topic will be school. And so, you know, as a Generation X member, I was told that school is everything. You go to school, you study, you go to college, you go to university, you keep on going as far as you can, and you'll get a good job. You work at that job forever. You have a pension, you retire, and that's what we were told. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I do not subscribe to that ideology. I don't necessarily believe that you work one job and you go to school, you work one job. I think that there is definitely more in our world to go after and be successful at. And so I think that Simone and I have done a great job at kind of pushing our children to think on a broader scope and not just one narrow-minded way of what success means. And so we're going to talk about school and what it means to my children. And so, McKenna, school, how are you enjoying your school life right now?
It's great, and it's hard. In high school, everything changes because you're in middle school and everything was pretty easy enough. And in high school, everything just moved to a different level. But I love how much freedom I'm getting and how the activities I get to do. Since I'm a big artist, I love my art class. I love just learning new things, and my school is really good right now. So
cool. So you're enjoying your high school years, because it gives you this ability to expand and grow. Kendall, if you could quit school today, would you quit school?
I would quit grade 6
Why?
because I'm tired of it.
But do you value school, or do you think? Tell me what you think about the idea of school altogether.
I think that I think I had enough knowledge before I went to school. Whatchamacallit. And I would have known as much as I know right now without school. So I think that it was a pretty stupid idea.
So you think that educating people is a stupid idea?
Well, no. Well, you could have school when you're trying to get a job, like a doctor, medical school, or law school or something. But you don't need it when you're young.
Okay, so this is a safe place. So, and you will be going to school every day. But tell me, what are some of the subjects that you feel don't translate into real life?
Social studies. Social studies. That's it.
Okay. So, and McKenna, do you feel that all your classes that you're taking are valuable to you, or would you just if you could remove some, what would you remove?
I really don't know right now. I mean, I don't think all of it would really be really involved in my life. Depends on what I really want to do. So it's kind of like picking what you want to do first, and I haven't really decided that yet.
So, but what about your global studies?
Actually, no. No. Global studies is the hardest class I have, and I don't know what I would do with it in a real life situation.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with you in a moment.
KC Films and Media is an independent film company that specializes in commercials, weddings, music videos, documentaries, short films, corporate, and promotional videos. We capture and create our films and videos using cinematic techniques and creative storytelling that will portray your desired messaging to your targeted audience. Every video is unique to the client, and we take the time to ensure that your story is being told the way you want it told. KC Films and Media is your one-stop shop for creativity and video production. Have an idea? Contact us and we'll partner with you to bring your idea to video reality. Visit www.kcfilmsmedia.com today.
All right, we're back, and with McKenna, Kendall, and Kevin, formerly known as the dad of these two fine young ladies, and we're going to be talking about, in our last segment of our first podcast for 2018, we're going to be talking about parenting. We're going to be talking about parenting. McKenna and Kendall, you have two parents, one pair, a mother and a father, and there are times when you guys become very frustrated with your parents, as would any other child. Tell me some of your frustrations about parents and how you wish we did things better. So what are some of the frustrations, some of the issues that you have with your parents?
So the first one is...
You don't have to answer so quickly, you didn't have to know it so fast. You could have thought about it for a little.
Well, the first one is, so say you're watching TV, and then it's usually my dad who does this. He comes, and he tells me to do something, and then I say something, and so say he's like, go wash the dishes. And I'm like, but something. And then and I'm still talking, keeps butting me off and goes, go wash the dishes, go wash the dishes, go wash the dishes, go wash the dishes. He keeps doing that. Then I get mad and he goes, hey, don't stomp away from me, young lady. Okay, that's number one.
So what's the issue there?
Okay, so when you keep saying something and I heard you the first time, just like how you don't want me saying your name when you're right there because you heard me the first time, you don't have to say it again. I'm going to do it. You can improve on that by saying it the first time and giving me 5 minutes. And then if I don't get up by 5 minutes, then you could say it again.
Okay, everybody. So this is the real Kendall coming out now, and you can see that she is definitely a millennial, and there is a major gap between Generation X and the millennials because, when I was growing up, there would be no wait 5 minutes for me, for my parents to come back and remind me of something they asked me to do. This is quite funny. McKenna?
Let's see. So I don't like it when my mother kisses her teeth after she tells me to do something or she gets upset at something that I do. She does that 24/7 and it just bothers me.
So the negative kiss of the teeth that reinforces something negative that she may have said that you receive as negative, it bothers you. And so you're saying remove the kiss of the teeth. Just say what you got to say, remove the kiss of the teeth. That's what you're saying. Okay, well, parenting is not easy. And as many parents will have told their children, wait until you have children and then you will see what it's like. But I think that we can agree that communication is important.
Yes.
And the more that you speak as a family, the better it will be. Do you feel safe to share your feelings with your parents?
Not really.
Most of the time, yes.
And how can parents, to tell parents, not just us, how can they create an environment in their homes where their children feel safe to share their feelings?
You could say yes more to the things that they ask, and then they'll probably share more stuff with you, like their feelings.
Try and I would say be more, nice and don't rush things. Don't try and get it out of them. Just respect if they don't want to tell you it, and they'll probably want to come back and tell you.
All right. So parents, you've heard it here. One child says, Kendall says, say yes all the time, more often, and your child will eventually share. And McKenna says, take a more quiet approach. Don't rush the process. Be patient, and they will open up. Well, guys, I like to live my life as through this mantra where I say, life's a story, write it. And most recently, I've started a media business. It's called KC Films and Media, and I love documenting people's stories, their life stories, the stories that they have for their businesses. Stories are so important. So as we document this time together, we are really documenting our story. And so everybody out there who's listening, communication is everything. Spend some time, talk to each other in your families, and communication is key. Healthy communication is so important. So, signing off, Kevin and
Kendall.
McKenna.
Hope that you enjoyed our podcast, our very first podcast, and we'll be doing more. Take care. Happy New Year.